Greetings, my name is Mr.Bonesworths and welcome to a build for this lad, the Chuckster. I will explain later on which killers might also work well with this little creation. This build aims to improve Chucky's abilities and add to them, allowing you to use the resources that survivors will throw at you to your own advantage, while also making the survivors themselves tools for your path of destruction. Now onto the perks, and first up is Friends to the End, the newest perk to the roster, and brought in with Chucky himself. This makes it so whenever you hook a non-obsession, the obsession becomes exposed for 20 seconds and has their aura revealed for 10. This also has a secondary effect, which is important, that makes it so whenever you hook the obsession, the new one will be chosen by random, and they will scream, revealing their location. Now already, Friends to the End is a good pick, but let's make it so when you hook the obsession, you get even more effects. In comes Fugitive Chase. This makes it so whenever you hook the obsession, you gain a haste effect of 5% and the undetectable status effect for 18 seconds. This also has a secondary effect that's not too important because of Friends to the End, which makes it so if someone unhooks the obsession, they become the new one. But again, that gets cancelled out by Friends to the End, so you don't really have to be worrying about this secondary effect. Just thought I'd mention it. Now already, you probably be like, I've seen this in a build already. And you probably want to put on Nemesis and Lethal. No! Don't do that. 10 seconds of lovely aura reading is enough. So you can thread through another distortion token, but in reality, why put eggs in one basket, I say. Instead, go with a lovely perk such as Game of Foot. Game of Foot makes it so whenever you chase a survivor the longest, they become the new obsession if you do a basic attack. And whenever you chase the obsession and break a pallet or kick a gen, you gain a haste effect of 5% for 10 seconds. Basically, rapid brutality when you break stuff. This also makes it so whenever you chase the first survivor in the match, they'll always become your obsession. Therefore, you can activate the secondary effect of Friends to the End and Fugitive Chase. That's pretty good because, let's be honest, distortion is more common than Calm Spirit, and being able to locate the second survivor by their scream is a bit easier. Now, you might be like, if I have to break a pallet to get the speed boost, isn't something I want to bring brutal strength or fire up? No. Better yet, bring his iridescent add-on that I've heard not many people like, which is Hot Hat. This makes it so whenever you scamper underneath a pallet in a hidey-ho mode, or when you're doing slice and dice, it'll break it automatically. This will make it so you exit hidey-ho mode, however, if you do a little simple scamper. So, now, not only when you break the pallet with Hard Hat do you get the scamper 2% movement speed, you get an additional 5% for 10 seconds if you so happen to be chasing the obsession, making it so you make Chucky 7% faster. Now, making on top of that, if you just do a slice and dice underneath the pallet, that will also increase the speed of the slice and dice. You can go farther than you could before, making good distance if you have both of these effects going. Now, for the lovely cherry on top, is Whack. Whack is a skull merchant perk as well. That makes it so whenever you break a pallet after hooking up survivor, anyone within 32 meters will scream and reveal their aura for 4 seconds. This is just great for getting some more tidbits of information. especially since you'll be breaking plenty of pallets with your add-on, and if you want to get game afoot, some nice value. Although one of the reasons why I wanted to pick this lovely pick is 1, it has a lovely name, 2, it's not picked too often, and 3, this effect won't really come into play in your first chase, but if you hook a survivor and then go into your second one with this on your side, it can save your ass. That's in the way of letting you know, hey, there's someone nearby. There could be a buckle up before the people play coming in to the mix, or someone's trying to get a flashlight saved. Or better yet, I see 2 people over in that building working on a gen. Maybe I should go over there and interrupt them. Because I didn't add any slowdown. That would be important information to know. And this also works while you're undetectable. So, if you're in your hidey home mode or using the benefits of fugitive chase, this will always come into play. Although I have noticed that it does say whenever you break a breakable wall or pallet, it should activate. It does not work with breakable walls, so keep that in mind. Trust me, I have tried. Get that to work, it doesn't want to. Now, you might be like, why not change Prac for a lesser played perk? Like Disillusion, the dredge perk, which makes it so whenever you injure a survivor, if they fast vault a pallet, within 20 seconds it breaks. That way you don't have to put on hard hat and have something else in the mix, and you can still get value of game afoot. Well, neat fact about that. For one, Disillusion does not work if they're not in your territories, and if you're in hidey ho mode or taking advantage of fugitive chase, it will not work. And secondly, if a survivor vaults over a pallet while Disillusion is activated, you know what happens? Game afoot does not activate. And I have experimented with this, and it won't work 100% of the time, sadly. So that combination will sadly never come into fruition. But hey, at least they had the same idea. Oh, and if you were thinking about using Disillusion with good old Thrack, well, don't, because Thrack will not activate if the survivor vaults over the pallet. And I've also tried that. So, they really did make 2 of Dredge's perks really bad, making Doctor's Reveal the only one worth running from the lad. It's pretty sad. Oh, and if you want to do a different build that I just thought of on top of my head, just do why is any of these not a Scourgehook type deal. Friends to the End and Fugitive Chase I could think would work well as a Scourgehook. However, I'm fine with the way they are. They're just really powerful together. Good combo. Make it so, hey, if the survivors don't want to waste time healing because they're going to be exposed anyway, there comes Blood Echo, making them so they lose any healing progress they do have and become exhausted. And, hey, one person's already exposed, I should be safe. Boom! Someone goes for the unhook, and now they're exposed for a lovely 60 seconds. And they scream, letting you know which survivor is now a target of high priority. Really didn't think about this build that much, but I just thought I'd share an idea. Now back on track with the regular build. Now, something that you might have noticed, but if not, it's a bit funny that the perks that work really well to each other, 3 of them are right next to each other in the perk inventory. Always being allowed to pick the obsession is nice, but having it so the first one you do chase always gives you this spectacular spectacular. No longer will you have to have a guessing game with lethal if you have 4 Nancys in the lobby. Now, you just find one of them and you've got your buffs going. And another thing I forgot to mention is about Thrak. If it wasn't hard enough to blind Chucky as is, it's harder now since Thrak, if you break a pallet, can interrupt them, flashing their lights. No more pallet blinds for them. Little shits. Now, time to look at the less strong parts of this build, and some weaknesses. For one, the obvious one is no slowdown. Gens might fly by quickly. The pressure to keep track of those things are higher. If they have picks such as Prove Thyself, Hyper Focus, they're gonna hit a lot if you don't keep on their ass. Thankfully, this build is fast paced and you'll be getting buff after buff, target after target, if it goes correctly. Now, an example I can actually pull from happened to me. It was lining up to be a tough match as is. They loaded it with 3 toolboxes. High prestigious, so I expected a brand new pot or 2. There was one. The other one had built to last. Not important yet. Loaded onto the Clowns map. My 110 moving ass was gonna have trouble going to one side and another. Little did I know after my first hook, I would not get much value from 3 of my picks. Game of Foot, Fugitive Chase, and Friends to the end. Because I, by chance, had my obsession move to a girl who had Calm Spirit and Distortion. And I didn't find her much at all. And when I did, it was when I had 2 gens left and one of them was half completed. The game went on, and C became the obsession again. But this time, I did not find her again until C was teabagging me at the door. I only got 2k that match, but at least 1 hook on each survivor. This made it so I realized how much I relied on the obsession. Now, to be fair, they had the correct picks by chance, but making it so that Calm Spirit and Distortion are becoming a bit more common nowadays made me reflect. It did make me change one of my add-ons. I put on the running shoes, that way when I did break a pallet, I could get a little bit of a speed boost no matter what. Now, let's go on to the other type of killers that you can use this build on. I recommend almost anyone, honestly. Ones that probably won't do too well with it is Huntress and Trickster because of their lullabies, and Freddy. Poor Freddy. Can't get a break. But say you use on a killer that can shred through pallets, such as Demo or Nemesis, you'll be getting the value of Game of Foot and Thrak quite often. Plus the fact that Demo can move quite stealthily as is. Can make it so Friends to the End and Fugitive Chase can be glorious. Other killers that you might want to try is Ghostface, a killer that can become stealthy as is, Skull Merchant, and Michael. Now, Michael has a lovely add-on as Iridescent that makes it so he's tier 3 always. This allows you to vault and break things a bit faster, and one-shot people. Oh boy, what fun. Another Ghostface has an add-on that makes it so whenever you break a pallet, you'll gain the lovely ability to become faster while also recharging your power, giving you a bit of lethality with the speed. Ignore that I have lethal on him. And for a killer that can also use this perks very well, let's go to one of the kings of shredding, Edible. People that know that good old Bubba can chainsaw through a pallet with ease. Now make it so you can one-shot people and come up behind them quietly and then rev up your chainsaw to get them down quickly is beautiful. Think about add-ons that you can put on that could do with pallets, and who will be hooking people. So, for example, someone you probably don't want to use is Pyramid Head, since sometimes the best opportunity is to send someone to a cage, especially in the meta that when people can flashlight from across the map use the background player to get to your location or having it. So buckle up and for the people can rob you of a down you just got. Yeah. You want to think about this stuff. Also, don't do it on Nurse. Nurse is a M1 killer never, almost. And your Lincoln is loud. Just have some common sense before you use this build on people. You'll have a fun old time. Now, to wrap up some thoughts, I did experiment a little bit more with the add-ons before settling on these little running shoes. My first one was the Slice and Dice cooldown missed by 5% because I was expecting to go underneath pallets while slicing and dicing a lot more than I did. Making it so I can have my power a bit sooner might have been the difference between me getting someone or having another gen pop. I would sometimes recommend, if you are confident enough to hit your shots, the Good Guy box. But ever since they nerfed the turning rate to only 90 degrees, I would just stick with running shoes and scamper normally. Wrapping up, I'll show the rest of the gameplay, if I have any, of the 2 games I did record. I had fun recording this. It was a new experience to come up with a build, test it out, do all the things in the PTB, and then someone else come up with a video that's quite similar to your build, and then have to scrap what you did have, come up with something new, and fall in love with what you eventually came up with, which is this. This will be my go-to Chucky build for a while. I'm gonna give Chucky a bit of a break since I've seen that people are playing against him a lot. He is the top pick killer at the moment, being that Western alien by a landslide. But what to expect from a big IP such as him, and, well, new killer. If you have any recommendations, put them down below, and I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully, the gameplay is enough of how neat this build can be, and how much I suck at Chucky. See you on the flip side. Oh? Listen, if your friend wants to run by you real quick, that'll be great. Lovely. Now, Kate. Was that your flashbang? Better keep running. Better run, better run. I think they gave up. Oh, it's X-Trill. Ah! I thought I did that, though. I'm sorry, Chucky can't throw snowballs. Welcome. The end is near. And now, I face the final curtain. I just need this to go well. I'm sorry. But it's just how it be. I hunted you down. Got all of you as I wished.
How's it hang?
Now, it's a matter of who gets what first. Not here. Could be in front. Alright. Hi. I'm gonna let you go. In that pile. Don't mind me, just doing my little thing. I just thought I'd be kind. They did a good well. They got all my hooks.
I'm gonna smash you to bits.
Goodbye. Have fun, my dear lass. I think that was very much the type of game I wanted.